The past 24 hours have turned into one of the deadliest and most chaotic periods for the Israeli Defense Forces in recent memory. Reports emerging from multiple sources confirm that an Israeli military colonel has been killed at the Jordan border by a Jordanian fighter, while in a separate and equally devastating incident, Hamas executed a powerful attack that left 7 Israeli troops dead after an explosive ambush. These two developments not only mark an escalation in the intensity of the conflict, but also highlight the increasing risks faced by Israel on multiple fronts. The killing of a colonel by a Jordanian fighter is especially significant. A colonel in the IDF is not just any soldier. This is a high-ranking officer, someone who plays a critical role in both battlefield command and strategic planning. The loss of such a figure represents not only the death of an individual, but also a blow to military morale and operational leadership. The location of the killing, along the Jordan border, raises further questions. Jordan and Israel have a peace treaty dating back to 1994. And while tensions have often flared, open hostility between the two militaries is rare. This incident could either be an isolated act driven by personal motivations or a reflection of deeper frustrations boiling over in the region. Either way, the symbolism of a border officer killing such a high-profile Israeli figure cannot be ignored. At the same time, Hamas has once again demonstrated its reliance on asymmetric warfare. In Gaza, the group set off a massive explosion that killed 7 Israeli soldiers. This tactic, often involving concealed explosives in tunnels, buildings, or vehicles, has been a cornerstone of Hamas's strategy against a far better equipped and technologically superior opponent. For Hamas, the ability to inflict heavy casualties on the IDF with relatively simple tools is both a morale booster for their fighters and a propaganda weapon aimed at showing their supporters that Israel is not invincible. For the IDF, however, these attacks expose a constant vulnerability. No matter how advanced their technology or how precise their intelligence, the very nature of urban and underground warfare makes complete protection impossible. What makes this 24-hour period so shocking is the combination of these two events. Israel rarely experiences such heavy losses within a single day, and the fact that casualties came from both a border clash and an internal Gaza operation highlights the multidirectional challenges it faces. The IDF is not only engaged in ongoing operations within Gaza, but also on high alert across Lebanon with Hezbollah, the West Bank with militant cells, and now facing unexpected hostility along the Jordanian frontier. The overlap of these fronts stretches resources and places unprecedented pressure on commanders, who must balance aggressive action with careful restraint to avoid sparking a wider regional war. The deadliest aspect of the Hamas attack is its psychological impact. 7 soldiers may seem like a relatively small number compared to full-scale battles, but for Israel, where military service is compulsory, and every life carries a deep societal weight, the loss of multiple troops in a single blast reverberates nationwide. It fuels anger, grief, and demands for retaliation. Israeli leaders must now decide whether to escalate operations further in Gaza, or to rethink strategies to minimize troop exposure to ambushes. This may involve shifting tactics towards heavier reliance on airstrikes, drones, and standoff weaponry, though that often comes at the expense of civilian casualties and international criticism. From a performance perspective, the IDF prides itself on being one of the most advanced militaries in the world, with cutting-edge surveillance, intelligence networks, and elite training programs. Yet incidents like this reveal the inherent limitations of even the most advanced forces. No amount of training can fully prepare troops for hidden explosives or surprise attacks in densely populated areas. No degree of intelligence gathering can completely eliminate the risk of infiltration or betrayal at border crossings. These vulnerabilities are what groups like Hamas and individual fighters exploit, using low-cost but high-impact tactics to offset Israel's overwhelming firepower. Design elements of the conflict also stand out. The use of tunnels and hidden explosives by Hamas is not random but part of a long-developed strategy, often described as the underground battlefield. The IDF has invested millions in tunnel detection technologies, yet the fact that soldiers are still dying in blasts shows how difficult it is to neutralize this tactic. Similarly, the Jordan border incident underscores the unpredictable human element. Unlike a structured Hamas operation, the killing of a colonel by a Jordanian fighter suggests an act that bypasses traditional military planning and reflects raw, personal or ideological motivations. The unique selling point, if we can describe it that way, in this context, lies in the sheer unpredictability of modern warfare in the region. Israel faces adversaries who may not match them in strength, but excel in finding weak points and exploiting them. For Hamas, every successful strike becomes a message of resistance. For Israel, every casualty is both a strategic challenge and a political one, testing the resolve of its people and the judgment of its leaders. These back-to-back losses make it clear that the conflict is not confined to Gaza alone, but is spilling across borders. involving actors that could destabilize a broader regional balance. Ultimately, the events of this short but devastating period show that the conflict is evolving rapidly, with new threats emerging from unexpected directions. For the Israeli public, the loss of a colonel and 7 soldiers in a single day is a grim reminder of the human cost of the ongoing war. For the broader Middle East, it signals a dangerous trend of escalation, where even established borders and treaties can no longer be taken for granted.